Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is a brand new 2022 Nissan Frontier, and today I'm gonna review it for you guys. You know, I am absolutely thrilled that this new Frontier is finally on the market because it has been long overdue for a restyling. The previous generation Frontier has been out since 2005. That's bonkers. You know, it's funny, when I see the previous generation out on the road, I can't even tell what model year the truck is because it's been exactly the same for so long without any changes. It's kind of like how every baseball movie is kind of exactly the same. I'm sorry, I don't think I can coach your son's Little League team. I haven't picked up a baseball in a long time.
Why do you keep doubting yourself? You were the best MLB player in the world a couple years ago.
No, because this is a baseball movie. It says right here in the script that I'm legally obligated not to believe in myself. Take a look.
Huh. It says here in the script the next thing that happens is Kevin Costner shows up and gives you motivational encouragement. Oh, there he is.
Hello!
You think I could do it?
Yes!
Yeah, he always thinks I can do it. On a quick side note, if that entire cutaway joke wasn't a side note enough, did you know that Kevin Costner has been in 4 unrelated baseball movies? That's mind-blowing to me. I don't think anybody's been in that many sports movies across their entire career in acting. But I mean, listen, if you love baseball, good on you, Kevin Costner, who I assume is watching this Nissan Frontier review. Before we begin, I want to thank Kelly Nissan for allowing me to review this vehicle. For all your Nissan needs, you can visit Kelly in Easton, Pennsylvania, right off of Route 33, or at their website, kellynissanofroute33.com. I forgot to mention up top that this is an SV trim of the Frontier. Think of it like Toyota's SR5 or Ford's XLT trims. It's slightly above the base model with some really nice creature comforts, though this is not the top of the trim line, so there are more available features. That being said, this has halogen headlights, incandescent turn signals, and halogen fog lights. And I think they knocked it out of the park with the front end styling on this truck. It's very sharp, and it might take the crown from the current Tacoma for the most handsome looking mid-size pickup truck, which is an award that I just made up right now. Moving underneath the hood in the new Frontier, it's powered by a relatively new engine for Nissan, this 3.8-liter V6, making a class-leading 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. Now that is paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Moving to the profile of the Frontier, you'll have these 265/65 Michelin tires around these 17-inch wheels. I really like the new Nissan logo they have incorporated in between the 6 lugs right there. I think that's a pretty cool and more modern design. And then moving up here to the mirror cap, it is body colored, and because of course it's been raining, you can't really see it. I don't know if you can here. It does have blind spot monitoring incorporated into this mirror, and it is power operated. And then moving down here to the door handle, no keyless entry, unfortunately. This does have the egg-shaped key. Now it is push button, which is nice, so you can kind of just keep this key in your pocket, and then this key would be your backup in emergencies. But I just wish Nissan would change the design of this key. I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's my one complaint with this, is that this is a pretty old key and they haven't really updated the design of it. You'll have lock, unlock, panic, and remote start incorporated into it. I guess I can't say they haven't updated it at all. They did put the new Nissan logo right in there. So, oh well, they did do something. And then stepping back right here, this Frontier is actually a 6-foot bed crew cab, which is kind of a more rare configuration for this truck, but I think it works really well. I don't usually like the styling of the 6-foot bed crew cabs, but I think the Frontier pulls it off, and I'm not just saying that. I really don't like how the Tacoma looks with a crew cab 6-foot bed. I think it looks wonky, and I love Tacomas, but I will say that I think this Frontier pulls it off pretty good. And of course, that means you get more bed storage. Moving to the back here, you have these really stylish taillights, again with the Nissan badge back here and Frontier stamped into the tailgate. And then down here you'll have parking sensors, a tow hitch, and the plugs for your towing. Moving up here, you will have your backup camera very cleverly integrated into your tailgate release. And then if we release that, whoop, it is dampened, so it does come down softly. That's always a nice feature to see. And then you do have spots for cups if you want to go tailgating. And this bed is really built to work. You'll have a spray-in bed liner, and then you'll have cargo tie-downs and LED bed lights that are staggered here in the bed. So that'll give you the most light possible, I would presume. And then down here, you do have a household outlet. So that's really cool to see as well. The Frontier was really built to work, and they've included a lot of features here on this model that isn't particularly the top trim, but will absolutely get the job done if you need it to. Moving to the interior of this new Frontier, starting here with the door panel, the styling is so much improved from the previous generation. You'll have your mirror and window controls right here. The driver's side window is one touch down, though obviously I'm not going to show you that because of the rain. Then you do have the window lock and then lock and unlock. This right here is a soft touch kind of rubber material, so you could rest your arm up here. And then this is soft touch rubber as well if you want to rest your arm down there. And then moving along under the steering wheel, you'll have your towing modes in your trip computer reset. Then below that, you'll have all your safety features. That's what this button is. So you can turn on lane departure warning, radar guided cruise control, etc. And then you have the button for your power outlet that's in the bed of the truck. Then down here you'll have your cargo lamp and your hill descent control. My finger is getting in the way and it takes the focus away. And then way down there at the bottom you'll have traction control off. And then you do get a foot parking brake. So that's always nice to see compared to an electronic parking brake. And then right there you do also have your hood release latch. And moving up here to the steering wheel and into your gauge cluster, if we turn the truck on, you get a nice little startup screen, and you get the really cool white gauges, and wow, the Frontier drives at you and it says Frontier. That's pretty cool. Obviously, you can control that little screen in the center from the steering wheel, and you have your off-road settings, so your like departure angles and stuff. That's really cool to see. Your speed, different settings, tire pressure, driving aids, so you can adjust the settings for those in the screen, and your auxiliary. Fuel economy, pretty much everything that a normal screen does say nowadays, and that's flanked by two traditional gauges. I really like that gauge cluster layout. And then here on the steering wheel, as previously mentioned, you have the controls for that, but you also have controls for Bluetooth and the volume on the radio, so you can change that. As I mentioned, I really like this new Nissan logo, even though I'm pretty sure that this new Nissan logo is exactly the same. They just added some white lines and made the font skinnier. You'd be surprised at how minimal a change can really modernize a logo. And then you have your controls here for the cruise control. And this has radar guided cruise control, which is really nice. This is a push button start, always nice to see that as well. And you do have your four-wheel drive selector down here. Moving up to the screen, this is 8 inches, much improved from the previous generation. It really feels a lot more premium in here. Like you have this little stitching down there, but with the screen, it's very quick, it's very responsive. One thing I will say is a little wacky is that, I don't know if you can hear this. It makes like a Windows Vista clicking noise when you click on something. It's just a strange noise for feedback. It works, it's great, and you can turn that off because, of course, that was the first thing I checked in the settings. I was like, can you turn this noise off? Whoop, that's not it. Volume and beeps. Can you turn this noise off? Yes, you can. You can turn it off if you want. So you do have the ability to do that. But it is nice to have a feedback click if you'd like. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as Sirius XM is built into this with Bluetooth. Very, very nice. And then you have your physical controls for the screen right there. And then you have your menu button, so you can go back to your main menu. And you can go to your camera if you want, and you can go to the display, which I really like. Not a lot of backup cameras do this. You can see brightness, contrast, tint, color, and black levels on your backup camera, and you can adjust that. So if we throw this into reverse really quick, you can see that even though there's rain on the little camera, that there is lines. Goodness gracious, I turned the parking lines off. Yes, turn the lines on. There we go. It does have parking lines, so when you turn the steering wheel, it will aid you in parking. That's always really nice to see on a mid-size pickup truck, because this is a feature that I feel often goes overlooked, kind of the cameras on these mid-size trucks. This does have the option for a 360-degree camera, though not on this particular trim. I believe that's reserved exclusively for the Pro 4X, which is the more off-road oriented truck. Then you have your hazards, and below that you have your climate controls and a 12-volt outlet. And then you have the button for your parking sensors and 2 USBs right down here. Below that you have wireless charging, question mark? Nope. Sure, that's an option, but it's just a nice little textured pad for storage. And then you have these little grab handles down here on both sides. That's always interesting to see. Normally it's only on the passenger side. And then you have a traditional shifter right here, tunnel shifter as opposed to a column. And then 2 cup holders and another nice little storage spot. And then you can open this up to reveal another 12-volt and some space for, I guess, pens and an expo marker. I don't know what would go here. That's a really big pen, but you do have some nice little storage options here. Overall, the front of this interior is really stylish, and I'm down for it. I think that they really knocked it out of the park with this new Frontier. It does have a passenger side grab handle, but not a driver side grab handle. No! You know, I mean, I wouldn't really count this as a grab handle. I mean, to get into the truck. So no one on the A-pillar right here. But beggars can't be choosers. A lot of the stuff is wildly improved in here, and I think they did a bang-up job with so much that I can't fault them for not having a driver's side grab handle. That's just a personal preference of mine. Up here, you'll have your mic for the Bluetooth, and then you have what looks to be the top dome lights from the previous generation. That does look like that's a carryover on this one. But overall, it's just so much more premium feeling in here, and I'm really impressed with what Nissan has done. This is a super comfortable place to be. Stepping into the back seats, there is a ton to like about back here. If you are thinking about bringing rear seat occupants a lot and you're looking at a mid-size truck, this might be the one to go with. You'll have USB and USB-C back here, as well as a household outlet that is incredibly rare to see on a mid-size truck. And then you'll have nice storage pockets on both sides back here. And this does have a fold-down armrest with 2 cup holders in it. You have a decent amount of leg room. If I get in here, I am 5, let me close the door here. I'm 5 years old. No, I am 5'10", and I have a little tiny bit of headroom, not a ton. And my leg room is cut short because I have the seat moved forward. Let me see. This is oh no, I've gotten my arm stuck. All right. There's a decent amount of leg room back here. Maybe not something you'd want to do on a super long road trip, but it does have it. And then also you do have a sliding window back here. It's not power sliding, unfortunately, but it is nice to see that Nissan did include that. So overall, there's a lot back here that's pretty good. I also forgot to touch on storage. Let's do that really quickly. This has a lot of storage options here in the back, which is what you would want owning a pickup truck. And so first right here, you can pull this up and you'll have some little cubbies down here. That's on both sides. And then you can just pull that to fold it down. And then there is also a latch right here that you can fold this down. Obviously, since the seat is forward, you can't, but you can fold this down for a flush load floor across the top if you want to bring more stuff. So a lot of great features here in the back seats of the Frontier. Alrighty, driving the 2022 Nissan Frontier. This truck is fantastic, and I mean that. The handling on this is incredible. And trying acceleration out here, oh, it is so much better on this because of the new 9-speed automatic transmission. Really, a lot of the trucks in the mid-size segment, barring, I believe, the Ranger, have 6-speed automatic transmissions. I think the Ranger has a 10-speed. This is a 9. You can definitely tell the difference. Acceleration is markedly better on this truck compared to some of the other ones that I've reviewed in the past. This makes me really excited for those other brands, because now I'm hoping at least that because Nissan stepped their game up so much, that the other manufacturers will also step their game up in competition with this truck to really bring us amazing next generation Tacomas, Canyons, and Colorados, and the new Ranger. I think there's a lot of good things about those trucks, but especially in horsepower and engine specifications, especially with the transmissions, they really haven't changed much because they know the trucks are going to sell no matter what. And Nissan was like, no, we're going to bring you a really top quality, finely finished, well-built truck that is gonna last. And I love it in here. I think everything's laid out perfectly and it just works really, really well for this particular truck. And so that's pretty much gonna wrap up this driving segment of my impressions. Alrighty, that is going to conclude my review of this Nissan Frontier SV. I really hope you guys enjoyed. And if you were eagle-eyed, you may have noticed that about halfway through the video, because it was pouring rain, I put on this Alpha Shark 4x4 hoodie, which is available at teespring.com/alphasharkpictures or in the link in the description below. All right, I know that merch plug was probably about as smooth as a train crash into a dumpster fire, off a cliff, into a nuclear power plant, which then exploded. But I have to advertise my merch somehow. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm a Christian, so if you have any prayer requests, you can leave that in the comment section below. I love praying for you guys. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to do that. And I like to do a weekly Bible verse. Today's is Philippians 4:4. Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. And I picked that specific verse not because it sounds good or it's easy, but because I am rejoicing. Today, it was supposed to be thunderstorming right now. Thunderstorming all the way till 6 p.m. and it is 4:50, it's 5 o'clock now, and it's not raining at all. You know, it rained a little bit in the middle of my video, but this was the only day that I had available to come review this Frontier, and I knew that this was probably gonna sell out by the time I could get here if I had to move it to another day next week. And so God worked it out. I prayed and I prayed. It said it was 100% going to rain on the forecast. And I said, nope, I'm gonna pray, and the Lord has provided before. Thank you, Jesus. So I am rejoicing in him in this moment because I am so thankful for him providing for me. And rejoicing in the Lord always doesn't just mean rejoicing in the good times. It also means rejoicing in the bad times too. Thank you guys so much for watching one more time, and I'll see you guys next time.